welcome back to my channel. This is Royaltehillah TV React. On this channel, I react to beautiful song, beautiful music, and mind-blowing performances. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, you are super welcome. Do not forget to smash that subscribe button right here. Turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first person to be notified whenever I drop any beautiful video on this channel. So today I'll be reacting to 10 things you don't know about Mayotte. Yeah, guys, this is my first time of reacting to anything Mayotte, and I'm super excited to react to these, guys. From the little things I've read, is a place surrounded by water. They have good Island there, and a lot of beautiful cultures right there. Okay, it's okay. Okay, calm down. Without further ado, let's get a full glimpse of this video. Let's dive into the video. I can't wait.
10 things you didn't know about Mayotte. Hello, Displorers. Welcome to another exciting video presented to you by Displorer, and thanks for watching. In this video, we will take an in-depth look at one of the world's most unnoticeable territories, Mayotte. Mayotte is an overseas department and region of France, officially named the Department of Mayotte. It consists of a main island, Grande Terre or Maori, and a smaller island, Petite Terre or Pamanzi, and several islets around these too. Mayotte is part of the Comoros archipelago, located in the northern Mozambique Channel in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Southeast Africa, between northwestern Madagascar and northeastern Mozambique. Mayotte is nevertheless much more prosperous than the other countries of the Mozambique Channel, making it a major destination for illegal immigration. Mayotte's land area is 374 square kilometers, and with its 279,471 people, according to January 2020 official estimates, it is very densely populated, at 747 inhabitants per kilometer square. The biggest city and prefecture is Mamoudzou on Grande Terre, but however, the Zouadzi and Pamanzi International Airport is located on the neighboring island of Petite Terre. The territory is also known as Maori, the native name of its main island, especially by advocates of its inclusion in the Union of the Comoros. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. The island was populated from neighboring East Africa with later arrivals of Arabs who brought Islam, and by 1500, sultanates were established. In the 19th century, Mayotte was conquered by Andrian Sully, former king of Ibaona on Madagascar, and later by neighboring islands Moheli, and then Anjouan, before being purchased by France in 1841. There are still many aspects of this territory to thrill in, and hence why we bring to you 10 things you probably didn't know about Mayotte. Number 1. Mayotte is not an independent nation. In 1500, the Maori Sultanate was established on the island. In 1503, Mayotte was observed and named by Portuguese explorers, but not colonized. The island has known several areas of wealth, especially during the 11th century at Aqua, or between the 9th and 12th century at Dembeni, being an important part of Swahili coast culture, which is why some of its native languages resemble Swahili. However, its sister island Anjouan was preferred by international traders due to its better suitability to large boats, and for a long time, Mayotte remained poorly developed compared to the other 3 Comoros islands, often being targeted by pirates and Malagasy or Comorian raids. France gained colonial control over Mayotte in 1843, making it the most populous of the 4 Comoros islands in the Indian Ocean off Mozambique in Africa. In July 2000, 70% of voters opted to accept greater autonomy but to remain a part of France. In the 2009 referendum, voters approved accession to the status of department by a large majority. In fact, 95% voted in favor of departmental status. On March 31, 2011, Mayotte became an overseas department. An overseas department is part of France that is located elsewhere, not a part of mainland France. The outcome of the referenda by the people of Mayotte in favor of changing the island status from a French overseas community to become France's 101st department implied that its non-official traditional Islamic law applied in some aspects of the day-to-day life will be gradually abolished and replaced by the uniform French civil code. On January 1, 2014, Mayotte was set to become part of the European Union, which will make Mayotte the European Union's outermost region. Number 2. It is largely a volcanic zone. Mayotte is a primarily volcanic island rising steeply from the bed of the ocean to a height of 660 meters on Mount Benara. 2 volcanic centers are reported, a southern one with a bridge crater to the northwest and a northern center with a bridge crater to the southeast. Mount Benara is on the curving ridge between these 2 peaks, approximately at the contact point of the 2 structures. Volcanic activity started about 7.7 million years ago in the south, ceasing about 2.7 million years ago. In the north, activity started about 4.7 million years ago and lasted until about 1.4 million years ago. Both centers had several phases of activity, and the most recent age reported for an ash ban is 7,000-year BP. Number 3. Mayotte has many undiscovered marine species. Mayotte is surrounded by a typical tropical coral reef, which consists in a large outer barrier reef, enclosed in one of the world's largest and deepest lagoons, followed by a fringing reef, interrupted by many mangroves. All Mayotte waters are ruled by a national marine park, and many places are natural reserves. The outer coral reef is 195 kilometers long, housing 1,500 kilometers of lagoon, including 7.3 kilometers square of mangrove. There are at least 250 different species of coral, 760 tropical fish species, and the National Natural Heritage Inventory has no fewer than 3,616 marine species, but this is probably a far cry from the actual count. As this region of the world is still poorly inventoried by scientists, the waters of Mayotte continue to harbor many unknown species of science and allow important scientific discoveries each year. Number 4. It has one of the richest plant diversity in the world. Mayotte has a great diversity in its plant life with more than 1,300 species recorded, half of them being endemic, making this island one of the richest in plant diversity in the world compared to its size. 15% of the island is classified as natural reserve. However, the primal forest now covers barely 5% of the island due to illegal deforestation. Just like many volcanic islands, Mayotte shelters quite a limited mammal biodiversity, the only native species being flying foxes. However, there are 18 species of reptiles, 23 of terrestrial mollusks, 116 butterflies, 38 dragonflies, 50 grasshoppers, and 150 beetles. The island definitely lives up to its reputation of having some of the most beautiful plant species in the world. Number 5. Most of the population are poor despite a high GDP per capita. The new Department of France is facing enormous problems and challenges, according to the INSEE report published in 2018. At 4% of the population live under the poverty line, established at 959 euros, or $1,122.47 per month and per household, compared to 16% in metropolitan France. 40% of dwellings are corrugated sheet metal shacks, 29% of households have no running water, and 34% of the inhabitants between the age of 15 and 64 do not have a job. In 2019, with an annual population growth of 3.8%, half the population was less than 17 years old. Living standards are therefore lower than in metropolitan France. The local agriculture is threatened by insecurity and, due to a more expensive workforce, cannot compete on the export ground with Madagascar or the Comoros Union. The major economic potential of the island remains tourism. However, hampered by delinquency rates, tourism has not been developed to meet its real potentials. Number 6. Mayotte is mostly a Muslim territory.
I see.
On 1st January 2020, a record of 279,471 people were living in Mayotte, of which more than 58% were born in Mayotte and 35.8% were immigrants born in foreign countries, such as the Union of Comoros, Madagascar, and other countries. Most of these countries have various religions, which they bring into Mayotte, giving the country a blend of religions and cultures. Most of the inhabitants of the island are culturally Comorians. the Comorians are a blend of settlers from many areas: Iranian traders, mainland Africans, Arabs, and Malagasy. Comorian communities can also be found in other parts of the Comoros chain, as well as in Madagascar. Despite these diversities, the main religion in Mayotte is Islam, with 97% of the population Muslim and 3% Christian. The main religious minority, Roman Catholicism, has no proper diocese, but they serve together with the Comoros by a missionary jurisdiction, the Apostolic Vicariate of Comoros Archipelago. Number 7. French, the official language, is not the most used language in Mayotte. Despite Mayotte's status as a department, and therefore integral part of France, the majority of the inhabitants do not speak French as their first language, but the majority of the people 14 years and older report that they can speak French with varying levels of fluency. French is the language used for administration and the school system. It is the language most used on television and radio, as well as in commercial announcements and billboards. In spite of this, knowledge of French in Mayotte is lower than in any other part of France. The language of the majority is Shimaori, a Sabaki language closely related to the varieties in the neighboring Comoros Islands. The second most widely spoken native language is Kibushi, a Malagasy language of which there are two varieties, Kibushi Kisakalava, most closely related to the Sakalava dialect of Malagasy, and Kibushi Kiantalaotra, which are both influenced by Shimaore. Besides these, other non-indigenous languages are also present in Mayotte, like Arabic, essentially learned in Quranic schools. Various non-Shimaori dialects of the Comorian language, essentially imported by immigrants who have arrived in Mayotte since 1974, which include Shinzwani, Shingazija, and Shimwali. Number 8. Mayotte has the most beautiful lagoon of the Indian Ocean. Located on the Indian Ocean in the northern channel of Mozambique, between Madagascar and Africa, Mayotte is in many ways a magical destination. Petite Terre and Grande Terre, the two main islands that make up Mayotte, will seduce travelers in search of nature and traditions, demanding magnificent underwater playgrounds but also fine gourmets. The lagoon of Mayotte is one of the largest in the world, but also one of the most beautiful. Its double reef barrier extends for nearly 195 kilometers long, measuring 100 to 500 meters wide, and is between 3 and 15 kilometers from the coast. The first barrier is only 200 meters from the edge and is therefore accessible to all swimmers who take the trouble to reach it. Diving in Mayotte allows you to observe a tropical fauna and flora of great beauty with a totally different ecosystem day and night. Mayotte has the distinction of having up to 4 meters difference between the low and high sea. In case of high tide, you will be able to admire the corals in the open air. The temperature of the water in the lagoon remains very pleasant year-round, oscillating between 24 and 30 degrees centigrade. For the clarity of the waters, it is best to visit around the months of June, September, and October. Number 9. Spirited culture of Mayotte. Approximately 26% of the adult population and 5 times as many women as men report entering trance states in which they believe they are possessed by certain identifiable spirits or jinns, who maintain stable and coherent identities from one possession to the next. It is believed that this can be passed from one generation to another, and it is a very familiar and practical part of the sociocultural life. Number 10. Mayotte is disputed territory. Despite Mayotte's choice to remain a French dependency, rather than join the other Comoran islands in declaring independence in 1975, Comoros laid claim to Mayotte shortly after independence and continues to do so. Mayotte was the only island in the archipelago that was voted in the referenda in 1974 and 1976 to retain its link with France and forego independence with 63.8% and 99.4% of votes respectively. The United Nations' constant policy regarding decolonization has been that independence must be effected in the framework of the colonial borders, and for that reason, it has not recognized the validity of that referendum. Over 20 UN resolutions have condemned France's annexation of Mayotte, while the independent Comoros have never ceased to claim the island. A draft of 1976 United Nations Security Council resolution recognizing Comoran sovereignty over Mayotte, supported by 11 of the 15 members of the council, was voted by France. It was the only time as of 2020 that France cast a lone veto in the council. The United Nations General Assembly adopted a series of resolutions on the issues, under the title Question of the Comoran Island of Mayotte, up to 1995. Since 1995, the subject of Mayotte has not been discussed by the General Assembly, and all the following referenda over Mayotte independence have shown a strong will of Mayotte people to remain French. Additionally, French social welfare and taxes apply in Mayotte, though some of it will be brought in gradually. Comoros continues to claim the island while criticizing the French military base there. There you have it, Displorers. Those were the 10 things you probably didn't know about Mayotte. Thanks for watching this video, and if you did enjoy the video, do well to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.
That was amazing, and it's so beautiful. I really enjoyed this video from the beginning to the end, and I wish I'm gonna be checking out this country. I don't know when, but this is absolutely beautiful. To all fans of Mayotte out there, and those watching from Mayotte or outside the country, do well to subscribe to this channel. Do well to subscribe. Give this video a massive thumbs up and request for any video you want me to film. I believe you've enjoyed this video from the beginning to the end, because I'm super duper excited to react to it, and I really fully enjoyed this video. If you have, do not forget to give it massive thumbs up, and if you have watched to this point you are yet to subscribe, why haven't you subscribed? Please subscribe, turn on your notification bell, watch other videos from this channel, give it massive thumbs up, drop your beautiful comments at the comment section, and I'm gonna see you right in the next video. Signing out. Ciao.